Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Gamecast episode 676. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gast, joined by Mike Sneedy.
What's up? I'm invisible.
He's not here, but he is here. Corey Feinsod.
Ahoy!
And Tony Korkanakis.
Hello.
Yeah, Mike, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, Mike's going to be joining us.
Chair.
Yeah, Mike's going to be joining us audio only if you didn't watch the movie cast, because he's having some video issues and it's a pain in the butt. And so here we are. We're going to go on with it, though. Show must go on. Gamecast. What have we been up to, guys? Yeah, it's very tricky this week conversation for me because there's Mike, both of us have played Suicide Squad, Killed the Justice League. So we did play that, but it's under NDA.
Mm-hmm.
There's an NDA, so we can't discuss a lot of details on that situation of the game.
I'm not under NDA, and I fucking saw a lot of stuff. So
yeah, I mean, I'll talk a little bit here. I mean, what are they? Not giving me another beta, but I'm not gonna throw everything
for
out
us.
there. Yeah, I will say that I'm actually impressed. I had fun.
Does it feel like a Rocksteady game?
Tony's reaction. That's it right there. Yes, it does feel like a Rocksteady game. Yes, it does.
Oh, Mike's the Rocksteady master here. He's disagreeing.
There's no counter really. I mean, there is, but it's not the same. So, a lot of shooting.
I can't really go into this.
But I liked it. I liked it a lot.
What are they gonna do to you, Mike? What are they gonna do to you?
There's
give your overall general.
There's things in it I appreciated. I spent a lot of time looking at certain things in an area. But my general feeling is just sort of sadness about what this game could have or should have been.
I mean, look,
not even that. It's not Justice League. It's you play as the least interesting characters in this world.
Yeah, I mean,
which
look,
I knew going in.
I would argue when certain characters show up on screen, I would say the game gets elevated massively. But overall, I was very impressed with what I played. I was actually.
It felt better than expected.
Yeah. I'm like I said, I'm surprised.
Some nights, huh?
I'm base level expectations for this game, base level, if not low, like super low, and it's not a train wreck. In fact, the game ran great for an alpha. I have to say that this was played great for me. Looks really good considering, like, it looks very good actually considering where it is in development, and I thought it was fun. It was fast paced gameplay. It could be called a little repetitive. You could call it a little repetitive is the best way to say it. And I only played as Deadshot, so that's all I played as. But yeah, I didn't try.
Change it up at all?
No, I mean I tried Harley.
Xbox, or...
Yeah, I played an Xbox. I tried Harley Quinn as well for a little bit, but I felt like Deadshot is your basic guy to learn the game from. I didn't want to get too deep on it, because I did decide, like, as I'm playing it, that I'm probably getting this game, which is crazy to say, but it's true. Like, Tony, you can smile all you want, but it's good.
I mean,
it's
I will
fine.
say there. I'll say this vaguely, but it's obvious what I'm saying. There is a certain voice in the game that is there way more than expected already.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that they isolated that as much as they could for this. I would imagine.
No, I mean it seems like that was always going to happen the way it's presented.
No, I mean,
but...
I can't say it enough though. Like, I'm surprised because when I played it, like when I started playing it, I was ready to just play it for an hour and be done with it and never talk, hate on it and stuff like that. But I played the full demo and it's full demo. Yeah, I guess it's demo. I don't know. And there's a lot. There's a lot to do in the game. It's a big city, and I thought it looks pretty good. I mean, it's early, so I hope it's better when it comes out. But it's great. I was very impressed.
It's like 2 months away.
Oh.
Yeah, I expect
a lot of work to do.
To be that pretty much.
Well, yeah, I don't understand how you put an alpha out when it's like you gotta go gold.
It's literally just for the matchmaking.
I thought it was March.
Oh, it's early February, I think.
Oh my god, I thought it was March for some reason. Wow. Okay, they got a lot of work to do.
What do you? I mean, I think it was mostly just for the matchmaking.
Or is that under NDA?
I played not. You can play multiplayer in the game. Yeah, it is.
It throws you into it.
Yeah, you can designate private games. So if you're wondering, you can play bots with your characters, and the bots are fine. I got to one game where everybody was playing Harleys and Deadshots, and I was like, this is stupid. The game even tells you the game is not designed as an intention. You should change up your characters to get the full story. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
Well, whatever.
But like I said, I'm surprised that I enjoyed the game as much as I have, and in fact, to the point where like I played the next night, I wanted to go back and play more. So it's a good thing. So
Okay.
yeah, I mean again telling you guys it's worth looking at.
I'm not judging.
No.
Not Tony, you didn't like Arkham Knight, so like I get it.
Yeah.
Like, I know. Arkham Knight at least loved the story. I hate the gameplay in that, but
The story's.
so I really enjoyed the first half of that game. But
Who is the Red Hood in this? We swear to God, it's not Jason Todd. Okay, sure.
I don't know. But Corey, I think you'd kind of enjoy it. It's got a looter kind of aspect.
Corey doesn't play his existing looter shooters.
Yeah, but he loves them. And this is a super.
He's not playing Destiny. He's not playing Diablo. There's no way in hell Corey's gonna play this.
Is that true? Is that true?
I'm not playing.
Corey?
Currently, I'm not playing those games. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean that's pretty much it.
0% chance Corey plays this.
That's a no for me. Pretty much it. So, Mike, anything else for you?
Well, if you've been following our channel, you saw I finished Alan Wake
That's right.
2. I also did one more video about cleaning up everything I missed, which no one watched, so I'm not going to do that anymore. But yeah, I finished the story. It's funny because Alan Wake 1, I remember not particularly liking the gameplay, but you still have positive feelings afterwards just because you think about the story so much. This one, the gameplay I liked a little better, although there were certain sections in the end game where the whole inventory, like survival horror thing kind of falls apart because they want it to be an action game all of a sudden again. So there was a section near the end where like it's supposed to be real fun, but because I had to deal with like quick select and picking stuff up constantly while under a constant assault, I'm like, this is not fun. Like I'm not picking up things I'm trying to pick up. I can't get to my menu in time because there's no way to pause. Like that was bad, even though it was supposed to be a cool moment. So I don't know if this is really in the game of the year conversation for me. It might be. It's definitely the game that I'll think about the most. Like, and it's hard. Like, it's one of those things where it's hard to make the game like not your personality for a little while. Like I've been showing everyone I can like the Herald of Darkness video, which we might see in a couple days, or a version of it. As we hear that Old Gods of Asgard, the fictitious band in the game, will be performing at the Game Awards, so I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, overall, I liked it. The things I didn't like probably all have to do with me just kind of not liking survival horror in general. It's the limited inventory, how you can't really pause, and things being sort of intentionally clunky. And obviously, always being on edge is I'm like wavering on how much that is a good thing or bad thing. But it's definitely something on my mind, and I still might play a little more because I missed major like upgrades the entire game because I didn't explore too much because I was afraid to. There's a whole charm system where there's like 4 slots where you can do like constant passive upgrades, but you have to like do these sort of side puzzle things, and I never did that during my story playthrough. I only did it like afterwards. I'm like, oh, that's how you do that. But whatever. Apparently, there's a new game plus coming too that's going to
see that. Yeah.
Change things narratively as well. It's another different take on New Game Plus. Makes sense in this universe. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of amazing games this year, so it's very. I'm not saying it's not your game of the year. Like, you're saying it's not your game of the year, possibly, or you're not even sure yet. But it's up against a lot. It's up against some big stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Churro. Thank you, Churro, for joining us.
I would recommend it still for anyone interested. I would recommend it.
Churro mentioned the game of the year for survival horror fans. Resident Evil 4 this year is I guess it's got to go up against, right? I mean, is it fair to go up against that? Is it fair to go up against that?
Depends on what you're looking for, I'm sure. There's obviously a lot more combat, like sandbox stuff in that game. This game is pretty straightforward with its combat, but it's not really about the combat here. This is about
Yeah.
story
never been
and
like
the
that, yeah.
unique sort of mechanics and just
I mean, it's an
making
action. Resident Evil's an action
think.
game, and this is a I guess I would say mystery puzzle. I guess what I say, right? So short.
Mhm.
Would you say puzzle? I guess I don't know what a good
Sort of.
puzzle, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's puzzle focused. I would say, especially the Alan Wake section.
Yeah.
Saga sections are a little more traditional survival horror.
Got it. So
But yeah, no, it's
what
yeah,
else?
it'll be on my mind for a while for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. That's cool. I mean, it's cool. I don't think I'm gonna play it for the year games. I kind of wanted to give it an option to see if it would be like a game of the year, but I'm not a big survival horror fan either. So it's like
You know,
you know,
I'm
but
glad I
maybe
got
I just
over it
haven't
and
played the
play
right
it.
one. That's all. So
Yeah.
cool though. Congrats on finishing it too. And there's some videos on there on our YouTube channel for those wondering that you can watch from Mike's playthrough. A lot of them in the beginning were separate videos. Sorry for that, but he made them longer later on.
Yeah, it
So
looks like my chunkiest one is the most popular one, so
yeah,
it's
yeah.
good.
So, all right, Corey. What do you? Corey and Tony, you guys went to PAX Unplugged.
Well, Tony's been playing a lot of Baldur's Gate, though. Did you want
But
to talk about that, Tony?
Yeah, I was gonna say like before we get into that, do you want to say mention any games wise?
I did manage a little Baldur's Gate in the past week. Shit, I can't remember if I talked about it or not. So one thing that's kind of irking me, the role playing aspect is great. I love that.
Yeah.
I'm finding myself not being the biggest fan of combat.
Hmm.
And I think that's no fault of their own. I think it's just my issue with how D&D handles conflict.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I'm in Act 2, and there was this main story part where I go to a safe zone and talk to an NPC to get some, MacGuffin type whatever. And all of a sudden, like a boss or whatever shows up in a cutscene, and it's like, oh, you're being attacked here. And it's like, cool. I have no option in this. It's a surprise attack, which means every enemy gets the first round for free. My characters can't do shit. And not only that, I have to protect the NPC I was talking to.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
it basically the game basically set up that you're gonna fail the first time you do it. Like you're basically have to reload.
Right,
so,
and I
but
hate that.
There's games like that. I mean, there's tons of games like that out there. Like all the difficulty games. Like
It doesn't make it better that there's other games that do that, Joe.
no, but I'm just used to it. Like I've seen it a lot. Like
what?
you have to try it a few times before. The Souls games are all trial and then finish. How you gonna?
That's
finish the boss?
different. No. You're not even letting me finish. So here's the thing. So the enemies get to go, and I can't react at all. So this fucking NPC who's stupid, literally fucking stupid, or not even like it doesn't even have to. If they just crit on her, she just dies. And how is that skill? It's not skill based. It's not planning based. It's just cool.
Yeah, I mean, I
the
get
dice
that.
sucked. Let me reload this. And it's like, cool.
Well, it wasn't even the dice, because like even when you know it's happening, you have to strategically place your characters before that battle even starts to make sure that you're well covered when they jump you, because you can't do anything. Like that's one of those fights that I had to like try 3 times because I'm like, well, I got to do this and this to make sure she doesn't die in the first round, and that's how it works.
Yeah, but
so I understand that. I understand that.
It just gets stupid because then I did that, and she still manages to find a way. It's like, oh, cool. Like, you know what? I'm surrounded by 3 guys. Let me run away and get opportunity attacked 3 times in the back, and it's like,
yeah,
why? So the thing is, I tried to not save scum it because I was like, well, the first I was like, well, okay, let me just see what the consequences are or something like that, and I looked it up.
I know what the consequences are.
And somebody was like, and there was a Reddit post obviously on this because this is like a major thing, part of the main story. And they're like, you should really... Somebody asked the question, right? I was just reading it because it came up in a search result. And they're like, you should definitely save scum this. If you're only going to save scum one thing in this game, make sure it's this. And they go on to see that if you let this NPC lose this combat, like, you lose this hub area, you lose all these quests, any NPCs related to the zone, and it's fucked. Now, I like that aspect, like, hey, there can be consequences to this. I just really hated how it's like, welcome to the
You were-
gangbang, and
It was a lot out of your control.
right.
Gotcha.
If it was like, hey, like you're on even footing, and like there's initiative rolls and all that stuff, that's fine. But like literally the one time he just like a guy just goes and crits her and down, I was like,
Yeah, I had to load it. I think it was
cool.
well the first time I did that section, I did let it play out, and I didn't try to reload it. So I was slaughtering a village because eventually you have to slaughter the village when that happens if you don't save her, essentially. And I was slaughtering him, and for those who've heard my playthroughs before, I had a heart and I reloaded because I'm like, I don't want to kill all these people. I just met them.
Yeah.
So I actually took it back, and so then, but I understand what you're saying. Like, but there's a lot. There's even in the third act. There's combat like that later on too. So I understand what you're saying. I do get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Something like that's the thing is like, and again, it's nothing on like Larian themselves, and some encounters have to be hard. I get that. I just think it again just boils down to me not liking like. I like the concept of D&D, but like for me, the execution, I'm just like, I care less about it. And I was telling Corey about this is like, I love games like strategy games where it's like you have limited actions per turn and stuff like that. I love XCOM, I love Fire Emblem, Office Tactics, that stuff. But like for me, I think maybe D&D is like a little step too far into the like number crunching and like like complete RNG, right? Whereas like
yeah, I feel like in that game you have to always be on guard that you're going to be in a fight.
Yeah,
and that's how you have to go into even when you think you're in a safe zone. It doesn't matter.
And that's the second part, right? So like, for those of you those people who might not know, D&D you have like limited spell slots, right? Where you can only cast a certain number of spells per day, and day is until you do a long rest at night, like sleep.
Yeah.
So the challenge there in real D&D is like, okay, we're in an encounter. Do I use one of my like spells for the day if I don't need to, right? Because like, what if their campaign? You're like, this is just a regular fight, but then you get to the dungeon boss fight, you want all your spells, right? Because those are the best ones. So it's kind of like a risk versus reward, or like opportunity, stuff like that. But in the game, and maybe it changes from here on out, but again, I'm partway through Act 2. There's nothing stopping you from just going back to camp as long as you're not inside a combat encounter, right? So it's like...
You have to start managing your camp supplies. You start to not
Really?
get as many. Yeah, I didn't get as many later on.
I've never been in danger of that.
Okay. You might in the Act 3. Just kind of keep an eye on that.
I mean, there's so much like from the vendors and stuff.
I know. Yeah, that's true. You can always reload, but I never really. My thing was like, I would use those. You're gonna have to balance it out because there's times where you can't. You have to do short rests. You can't do long rests in the third act. You can't get to camp. It's gonna keep going. So
okay.
You need to,
so like I said,
you need to balance
maybe
that.
it does change.
You do need to balance
but
that. Yeah.
But up until now, I haven't. So it's like I do an encounter. I use all my good spells because why the fuck am I not gonna use my good spells?
Yeah.
And then I just take my long rest. I'm like,
well,
cool.
And it is like that. Once you get past Act 2 and you finish that fight, like that's where it clicked for me. Then you. But the game kind of, I think, intentionally does that because that's when you start to realize what your balance will be for combat because you have to start balancing, and when you start doing that, it's a matter of you start thinking more about it because you do need it in Act 3. You'll see it. So
okay, but yeah, that's
cool.
just it. It was where it's like, okay, like I kind of get it, but so far it's like, well, why am I cheesing this? I don't understand it, right? Because I'm playing the game within the parameters. It feels like, hey guys, we had one fight. Let's go back to the camp. It's like, okay, we're gonna follow.
I camped a lot in Act 2. So, but yeah, so that's cool though. I mean, I would love to hear Act 3. I want to see how you finish this game. I just want to. I can't wait to hear your story. So, cool. Because then I can tell you my finish. I can't wait to tell you my finish. All right. So guys, PAX Unplugged. How was it?
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, PAX Unplugged is a board gaming convention in Philadelphia. Run obviously by the same people that did PAX West, PAX East, PAX South, Australia's PAX, the Penny Arcade guys. It kind of spawned out of PAX East, just PAX in general, having a tabletop section, and it's been growing so much that they just spawned their own convention, which has been going on 6 years, 7 years now. It's been a while. Like it's gone on for a while, and it's great because it's close to us. Obviously, we're on the East Coast. Philadelphia is only a few hours, not even a couple hours away, so it's really convenient. And I mean, I love board games. Board games, I probably play way more board games than I do video games.
Hmm.
And so getting to do tabletop stuff is great, and getting to see people, that you don't normally get to see all the time, and visit and hang out with, play some board games. Highlight of the convention for me, board game wise, is a game called Carvey, which is a Viking themed board game where you have dice that are your workers. They got little beer horns on them, and there's a track that you're going around, and each space of the track is an action that you can take. And depending on how far along the track you are, uh, the person last will always go. So if you're in last, you can kind of try to do as many turns as possible before you jump over someone else's action. It's called a rondelle. And so that's really neat. And then you got a little Viking ship you're going around, so you can do trading, you can do raiding, and you can then do some set collection stuff where you're building up your little Viking faction or whatnot. And yeah, that was really fun, and probably took 2 hours to play, then another hour to learn because
Mm.
it's not even out here yet. But it's one of those games I played it and I was like, well, I gotta find if I can import this from Europe or something because it was so good. So that was the highlight for me, gaming wise. Other than like obviously seeing friends and getting to hang out with people.
Yeah, that's cool. Awesome. So that's cool.
Well, Tony,
Tony?
what was your highlight? Your gaming highlight?
Gaming highlight. That's difficult to say.
That's not a hat. It was really
That's not a
good
hat.
too.
It's so funny. I love that
So
game.
stupid.
Like I'm gonna show it to everybody I possibly can. And I mean it's a simple like $10 card game,
Mhm.
but it's basically every player gets a face up doodle card, and it's like there's already a drawing on there, right? And it's simple stuff like basketball or
Cake or a
cake
kite
or a kite or a phone,
or
something like
dog,
easily
or
recognizable, right?
ball. Yeah, some simple stuff.
And everybody gets a card face up in front of them at the beginning of the round.
The more the merrier.
The more the merrier. And you look at that and you have to memorize not only your card, but every player's cards and the position, because then the cards get flipped over, never to be revealed until somebody's calling somebody out for a lie. And you flip one card and a new card, so there's +1 to the pool, and then you give that one away, right? Because every card has a back that says passes to the left or passes to the right. So what happens is you start saying like, "Hey, like Corey, here's a spoon," right? Now Corey can't just give that spoon; he's got to give the old gift away first. So he'd be like, "Hey Corey, here's the potato," and then Jim might have to pass his old card back to Corey. So like it's a kind of like a ping pong back and forth. Where you're trying to remember the position of cards and what they were. And it sounds so stupidly easy, but it is one of the most frustrating things. You're like, you could be a couple minutes before you get back to your turn, depending on the way it goes, and all of a sudden you're like, I forgot what this card is. And if you show it, then obviously people are probably gonna call you out, and then you reveal the card. And if you get caught in a lie, you take a hit. But if you weren't telling a lie, then they take the hit, and then first 3 hits is out. But it's just so funny because like we played like a 7-player game, and like it took for like a while, but then I played like a 4-player game, and everybody's just like losing left and right because it's more fast paced and stuff like that. So that's good. What else did we play? Played a lot of trick taking games. Those are fun just because like
They're
Pinochle,
easy.
you know, Jim, you
Pinnacle style
understand.
game.
Yeah. So those are always fun just because they add a little twist and.
The thing with trick taking these days is they've come a long way. Like Pinnacle is pretty basic, where the highest card wins a trick, right? And but trick taking is all about that. You have certain knowledge. You know there are certain cards in the deck, and you can card count in trick taking. So it's all about that known information. So what a lot of these designers are doing is taking that and putting a spin on it and changing it up. So like take no coast dice with what it is a trick taking game, but it gives you dice which now are randomized. So they're colors based off the suits that you have, and then there's numbers on the die. And when you roll them, they're obviously getting different numbers. So there's going to be more of a certain number sometimes than usual. But that's all known information between the players. And then the other thing is what you're drafting these dice, and there's going to be 1 die left, and that color and that number is now the trump suit and number. So the numbers and the color are its own thing. It's a trump. So like, there's like red, blue, green, purple, whatever. If you have like a red 2, all your 2s, even if it's purple or green, those are all now trump. And like we were screwing that. I screw up all the time playing the wrong thing because I'm like, oh, I'm following the color, but like your 2s are now trump. It's its own thing. That's one of the hardest things to kind of keep track of and remember. But it's such a crazy cool spin on just a simple trick taking game.
Cool.
Mhm.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. All right. Sounds good. All right, guys. Let's get into some news and talk about GTA 6. Not GTA 5. Not
Mhm.
GTA
15
5.
years later, is it like
Uh,
1 + 5 = 6?
Yeah,
What's
let's talk
this?
about GTA 6. So the trailer obviously was released after it leaked, which apparently pissed a lot of people off.
With like a watermark by Bitcoin.
Yeah. So they suspended the account like instantly. They were like ready for the leak apparently, but then they posted the trailer, and obviously it's just like it's not really a gameplay trailer, right? I mean, it's a CGI scene essentially, a couple of scenes. I don't know if there's any gameplay in there, but it could be. Looks great, right? I mean, looks
mean,
like
I-
back to Vice City, going back to Vice City.
I don't think those are cutscenes. I think those are in engines.
Yeah, it's
I
like
mean,
the in-engine
Some
stuff.
of it is, I'm sure.
And it's not Vice
Looks
City.
incredible.
It's
I thought it was back in Vice City.
Yeah, I
Florida.
think so.
We went to
It
back
is
to, they went
Vice.
back to Vice City. Yeah.
is it Vice
I
City?
think
Yeah.
so. But the
Yeah.
leak said
Okay.
that we'd be going to 2 different cities, maybe.
Or it could be, but I know the
that's
trailer
scrapped.
was talking about Vice
Not
City.
just Vice City then.
Yeah.
But like the license plates on the cars are for whatever state, I guess. that
Florida.
they-
Okay.
Vice, yeah, they're
Yeah.
using as a substitute.
Well, I mean, I gotta say the game looks amazing.
Yeah, no,
looks
absolutely.
incredible.
Mhm.
And I have to
A
say
lot of
they
memes they
yeah,
threw in
they took
there.
a lot of meme culture out of there, from America, making us all
Not even
basically a
America.
plan-
Florida.
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 Yeah,
It's all Florida memes.
It's true. What am I
Mhm.
saying? Not even America, just Florida.
Florida's its own
Uh,
country in a lot of ways.
Yeah, if you're from Florida, I apologize for that.
No,
but
don't
yes, that's-
apologize. If you live in Florida, that's on you.
I mean, my dad moved out of Florida specifically.
Did he
so
really?
Not, yeah.
Wow, I didn't know he moved out of Florida. I got a friend, and we got your brother lives down there, and we
Yeah.
got I got another friend that lives down there as well. So, but yeah, it's yeah. Anyways, it's a crazy place, clearly, as this game shows in the trailer. But not coming until 2025,
Mhm.
which is I guess not super
surprising.
surprising. But what is surprising is not coming for PC right away.
I mean, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I'm not either.
Really?
They want to focus on one. I mean, I don't think GTA 5 was like that either. They
No,
focused
No, that
on
was always
Console
later.
Much later.
So that
yeah.
that was later, much later. But I felt like this time around, with the way the PC's been doing it, it's like let's get it out on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation right away. I'm surprised that got the cut. I guess to make 2025, you have to do
Just
something.
Sell it twice.
What's that?
Easier. Sell it twice.
Yeah,
They love
but
selling things more than once. So
they're gonna sell
that's,
this.
That's
This
all
is,
that
this
is.
is this game's gonna sell for the next 20 years. That's all good. So,
Sure. But
Female protagonist as well.
Yep, first female protagonist. I don't know. What do you guys? I mean, it looks good.
Looks good.
Looks- yeah.
I mean, my reservation is more so with the shooting mechanics because those have always been awful in the GT games I've played. The sandbox stuff, that's fine.
Yeah.
Whatever. I like that. That's the most appealing part for me is like to just drive around, do dumb shit, right? But
Right.
like
Yeah.
when you're like having to do the worst gun controls ever conceived, it like brings my like overall enjoyment of the game down, right? Because it's
Yeah.
like stupid.
Mhm.
it's funny to me because I've never really gotten into the open world too much in these games. I don't know why.
That's what these games are all about.
Yeah,
I know, but
That's the selling
I've
point.
been in lots of other open worlds. I'm interested to find everything. I just never am in the Grand Theft Autos.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's so much to do. I mean, one thing you can't fault.
They make
Rockstar.
they make a huge game. Yeah, they make a huge game. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Rockstar.
Make a huge game.
I almost said Rockstar. I was like, that's not right.
Yeah.
Rockstar is that they.
This is the first game we talked about.
Yeah, these games are filled to the brim with content. I mean, even the PS2 games, like you think back about it, like that was a lot of stuff in a PS2 game, right? It was like just more than most other console games were doing at the time. So, I hope it's good. I hope they got a better person to do like the aiming and stuff like that because the gunplay was the
Well,
thing.
I mean, what
for
has
me.
it been? 2008 when 5 came out.
Something like that.
Yeah, but Were we happy with what we got in Red Dead 2's as far as controls and gunplay goes? 'Cause
I thought it was
Gunplay
better.
Gunplay,
I thought it was much better.
I thought it was better for
it was
sure.
okay, right? But
Yeah.
still
I mean, there was a
My
horse
issues with
simulator.
Rockstar
That wasn't a game. That was a horse simulator. Go on.
Red Dead
Yeah.
Redemption 2 is the commitment to realism and
Right.
the hey, like
The
instead of just
slow
looting
animations.
something, it's gonna be open up the cupboard, rummage through the things, find one thing,
Yeah.
look at it, put it in your jacket pocket. It's like, dude, the first time, okay, I can respect the animation and the quality. That's cool. Let me fucking turn that off because
Yeah.
I still remember I was in like a massive gunfight, at least 24 dead dudes, and I just looked at all the corpses like, I don't want to spend 10 minutes looting all these motherfuckers. Like,
I remember that now. Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah.
But the gameplay itself, like I thought the gunplay was very good in that
Mhm.
game.
Very
Like I'm not. Yeah, I liked it a lot. That game for what? Like, listen, that game was a horse simulator. That was a horse simulator. I don't care what anybody says. But the gunplay I thought was very good for that. For what they've come from Grand Theft Auto. Like, cause I liked Red Dead Redemption, so I thought that was good. And I thought they improved, but I don't know if that's going to translate to this game. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's a little different. That's where I'm concerned from. So.
man, listen, it kind of does suck because the video did get leaked like the night before it was supposed to go live. Some dude's
Yeah.
Twitter account got nuked. Probably lawyers involved, but then
Oh yeah.
Rockstar.
Rockstar back again.
You almost said Rocksteady. again.
Rockstar and Rockstar. I was like, why do they have to be so close? And we're talking about them tonight. Like it's like wrapping my getting my wires crossed. But like they were like, fuck it. If you're gonna see this, at least see the good footage without this Bitcoin advertisement or whatever. Like
4K version.
Yeah, 4K version. So they just released it, and I believe I saw a statistic that says it's the most watched non-movie, non-Mr. Beast video ever.
Wow.
Which
Yeah,
you're like,
it
what
was
is that moniker? But like, Mr. Beast is apparently his own.
They also gained 2 million subscribers to the YouTube channel
Yeah.
after that
Yeah.
So
video.
people are excited,
Crazy.
and you know, it's gonna.
I'd probably play this one.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, I will say after playing Cyberpunk, it does give me that itch to like get lost in like a big city, right?
Modern city.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, obviously, I don't expect the RPG or the gunplay to be as good. If it was, that'd be amazing. Because fucking 2.0 and Phantom Liberty is just excellent in both those terms. Yes, absolutely. But,
It's on sale too. Ultimate bundle, $50 on Steam.
They did another patch too that we weren't really
Yeah,
expecting.
another one.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the last patch. That's it. But they're done after this. There's no more. They're
They
moving
said
to
that
work on a
before
sequel.
too, but yeah.
Oh, that's the
don't
other
expect-
thing. Actually, I got to rewind a little bit. So while we were gone, there was another patch for Baldur's Gate 3, and so it's good that the game is getting patched because obviously, I don't know. I was reading there's all these bugs and throwing got fixed because apparently throwing was overpowered and broken in this game because modifiers were getting added like multiple times or something like that. But kind of the thing that upsets me is that there was an NPC in Act 1 that is a party member for if you go the evil route, and I'm playing a good route. But there's a way now with this news patch 5 or whatever they're calling it, that you can get that party member because people were, you know, like, oh, I want this party member, but I'm being good, so I can't get them. They're like, oh, we'll fix that. So they fix it. I'm like, well, I can't do that because I killed that person because you said there was no way for me to get this character. So I'm like, and I'm not restarting a fucking 20-hour save file to get this person anymore. So it's just like, cool. Sucks to suck, I guess.
Man, I don't know. I don't know if I'm ever gonna play this game.
No, I don't think, Mike. This is not for you.
Well, getting into it,
That doesn't make me want to play it less. That might be the opposite.
getting further related, I actually will start us off. I think one of the Xbox announcements is going to be Game Pass Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, they have a big.
wow.
I know they
Right.
did.
Okay.
Holy
Talking
shit.
about the Game Awards, yeah, that's what we're moving into. Is the Baldur's Gate, like they did tease something for Game Pass. Microsoft, they've been saying watch the Game Awards for Game Pass.
Microsoft's been very like,
Yeah.
hey, watch this. There's something big's coming.
Sorry
Something
for
big's
last year,
coming."
guys,
Baldur's Gate
and all the years
Yeah.
before.
for Game Pass. I don't know.
Oh, because
there was a new.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Nothing. I'm thinking also. Oh, whatever. We'll go into that in a second. Let's do it more organized. What our predictions would be.
Well, a game. You mean what's showing up?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, so
World premiere.
the only thing I have for news that's been kind of teased is Sega teasing something. Is it Virtua Fighter? What do you guys think?
I think
Seems like-
they sent messages to most of the like fighting game like YouTubers
I know
or
it
whatever.
seems like it's Virtua Fighter, which would be
I'm
cool.
guessing. Yeah, I think we might get a. Would it be 6 Virtua Fighter
Yeah.
6?
Yeah.
And
I
the
hope
fighting
so.
game market has been blowing up.
That's what I'm
So,
saying. So it's
Mortal Kombat 1, Street
Oh.
Fighter 6. It's been really good. Tekken 8's
So yeah,
coming.
I would guess that is what we'll see in an announcement.
I think that's what they said. New age, new evolution. So like it does kind
Yeah,
of.
that was a
sound
tease.
Like...
So it sounds like Virtua Fighter to be honest.
I
with you.
personally
So-
love it. Was Fantasy Star Online 3 or
No, fuck it,
4,
man.
whatever the
Let's
hell
go.
they're on.
No. Daytona.
Sure, I'd take that too. It's just like for me, like I was never super into Virtua Fighter, but like at this point, like there's so many game fighting. Like I wouldn't even bother. I'd be like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, the Tekken.
I mean,
It's tough.
Like,
It's tough to break in right now, and like
look, I feel like Virtua Fighter needed to come out before all these other big ones did,
Mhm.
right? 'Cause,
Yeah,
like, coming
I mean,
out,
it-
you're like, you know,
It would have to be something spectacular.
I mean, honestly,
yeah.
and then like
Well, Mortal
anything that's
Kombat
coming
fan
back,
base
I would
is
love
angry
to
after
see
the
more
game.
Soul Calibur come back.
You know?
That's the
Me
one
too,
I would
me
want to
too.
see
That'd be
come
cool.
back.
So
Although that was kind of recent. Soul Calibur 6. It was like just a couple years ago, right?
like 4.
yeah,
Feels
it's been-
like a long
all right.
time.
It feels like a long time ago now.
that
The
the
problem is
Witcher
that
one?
game felt old. Yeah, it felt old when it came out. I was
Mhm.
a little disappointed in that one.
But-
But
Yeah, Mike, what you said you were holding a prediction. What did you?
no, well, if we're thinking about newer games coming to Game Pass, I do wonder if maybe they would put Infinite Wealth on day one. If that would be a big announcement for them.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
That I could see
because
happening
all those
more than-
games are on there already.
Yeah.
And Gaiden came out day one, but that was known for a while. Be quite a thing to do that. I fully expect it to be on there sometime. If they did it day one, that would be like a pretty big deal, I think.
Yeah.
There
Do we
could be
get-
that.
I mean, do we get any
I mean-
Nintendo announcements? I don't think so.
No, we'll get something.
Like
if-
new? I mean, new.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not. So here's the thing. I feel like Metroid Prime could
That's
show
what,
up
I'm,
here,
that's what I'm hinting at.
right?
Yeah,
Because
go
this
on.
is a
Yeah.
Game Awards has a more specific audience than just a general Nintendo Direct audience would, and that would get the buzz going there, and millions of viewers and stuff like that. So I feel like we will. I mean, Nintendo always has something to show off the Game Awards. So.
Yeah, that's true.
And
So-
like Metroid Prime 4 is like the last thing we really know of for the existing Switch before we get into new console territory next year. So that would be my like a new trailer, unveiling, be like, finally
It
coming
still
out next
exists.
year. Yeah, exactly.
Finally win the bet.
Finally win that
Finally.
bet.
Beyond Good and Evil, not a chance.
No, it's-
That will not be there. Beyond Good and Evil 2. Sorry. The game of the they're gonna repackage, like remaster the old one, which is cool, but the sequel will not be at Game Awards. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think like I'm trying to think of announcements they could surprise us with here. Like there's got to be something unknown we don't know about. Kojima's game's gonna be there. There's no
yeah, Death
question.
Stranding 2 is going to be
Yeah.
there. There's no doubt about that.
So
I think, I don't know. We might get Well, I'm thinking like something from Naughty Dog, maybe.
ooh, interesting.
boy.
Sony might bring something interesting. Okay. What do we get from Naughty Dog? What do you think? Do you
Either
think?
Factions.
Last
finally.
of Us factions.
Yeah.
Come on.
If it was, it'll be leaked tomorrow because Naughty Dog
Yeah.
Game Awards always gets leaked.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think we're gonna get a Fable, an actual Fable trailer.
Gameplay.
Yeah, gameplay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
That'd be nice.
I mean,
So
we
if we
saw something for before, so
So we're
Yeah.
going back to Xbox. The other thing that would personally excite me is if they shadow dropped Silk Song, which is the sequel to Hollow Knight.
Mm.
Doubt that's
Yeah.
going to happen. Because if it were ready, I think they'd want to have launched it earlier in the year, so it would be up for Game of the Year or Indie of the Year nominations, not just shadow drop it, halfway into December and good luck. I mean, that'd be great for me. I don't care about how many accolades it gets, but I'm sure they do because they spent money for.
You think Dragon Age shows up?
Dragon Age, I do expect. I absolutely expect Dragon Age. I mean, something just came out, I think, the other day that I saw on Twitter or X, whatever.
We get Dragon Age there.
And the one thing I am expecting is to tie in with the Fallout TV show is Fallout 3 remastered.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I mean, we'll see.
One. Might as well do the more popular one.
Do we think we get an announcement for Starfield's first DLC?
Nah, too soon.
Too soon?
Probably a little too soon.
We'll see.
I wouldn't think so.
I'm trying to think of something else from Sony we're gonna get.
Sony's done. They used up all their franchises already this generation.
No, that's not true. Uncharted. Uncharted.
Uncharted is dead forever, man.
Not dead.
Oh, not forever.
Yeah, nothing's dead forever.
No.
I am surprised they haven't even talked about like that being under a new studio or something. Because I understand
that's what I assume.
Naughty Dog was like, "Now we're done."
Yeah, no, I assume it's under a new studio and somebody's working on it, but it's not Naughty Dog anymore, obviously. But we don't know how far along that is. I don't know if they would use the Game Awards to tease something like that. But yeah, I don't know.
The other thing would be like Wolverine, but I don't know if they do that this soon after Spider-Man.
I'd like to see it. I don't think so though.
Yeah, I don't think so, but it's possible.
The fact that there was I don't even want to say that. Never mind. But I'm feeling less confident that game is anytime soon.
Yeah.
After having played Spider-Man 2.
I mean, you probably it sounds like we're gonna get Venom DLC, or like a mini Miles Morales style game or something.
Yeah. Standalone. Yeah.
I can see that expansion.
So, all right. Yeah. I think that's.
But we're definitely gonna get stuff that we're not we're oh shit, really?
It's gonna be interesting.
Look at Metal Gear's back.
Yeah.
2 days from now. No.
Konami's they released the remasters. So
Konami will not do
Well, they still gotta release the remake of 3 first, which looks weird.
Yeah.
If they did anything, I would expect them to do New Castlevania. Because that seems like it would be lower hanging fruit than a new.
I just don't see them doing it. I don't trust them to do anything.
Symphony of Night in 3D. Oh no.
It'll be interesting to see. It's Thursday. It's 2 days away, guys. Well, obviously, when you're watching this tomorrow, it's only 1 day away.
Yeah.
Of the year, quick prediction: who takes it? Game of the year.
It's gotta be Baldur's Gate 3.
I'm going Baldur's Gate.
I don't really see how anything else would win.
Indie darling / recent bias, I think. Gonna get it.
I just don't. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what goes with it. But...
Again, I don't know. It's obviously very popular on the internet, social media, and stuff like that. But I'll go back. I don't know if the critic panel that is the cup of tea for game of the year. Hey, we want to prop this up as the beacon of the industry.
They're still just mostly game journalists, and they all gushed about this game. So
they did.
I mean,
do you think this Tears of the Kingdom takes it then?
That's the only other one that I can see taking it.
I do think if the order of their releases were reversed, Tears of the Kingdom would have a better chance.
Yeah.
But
if Tears of the Kingdom was later in the year and more recent, and Baldur's Gate was when Tears of the Kingdom came out.
Yeah, but
I think the recency bias is that strong.
But Breath of the Wild came out in March, and that was Game of the Year.
Yeah, but there was nothing else that year. What was that against?
It was against Horizon. It was against.
There was big
2017
properties that year. Yeah,
there's a lot of stuff that year.
Typically, a Zelda game is going to win it when it comes out, but I think this is a typical year with Baldur's Gate 3.
No chance for the recency for Alan Wake.
Nah,
not Zelda. It's gonna.
Not big
Zelda
enough.
would take it over Alan Wake if anything.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, there's definitely smaller publications giving it out to Alan Wake. I see it here and there, but not the Game Awards. I don't think.
Yeah.
I mean, I think with like Breath of the Wild, it's just it took everything that was great, or I should say, Tears of the Kingdom took everything that was great about Breath of the Wild, built on it, and then added even
Yeah.
more. And you
Crazy.
got people making a Godzilla movie
And it-
in this freaking
yeah.
game.
Yeah.
And everything worked, like, and it worked, which is unbelievable. It's unbelievable what they built in this game. So,
Yeah.
but
And
Yeah.
it's running on a Switch, which is even
yeah,
crazy.
running on magic
thing-
on hardware like that. Yeah.
I do
So-
recall the thing that blew me away the most was having like making longer boards as fans for water and it working like correctly that way.
Mhm.
Like
Mm.
making lengthening the fans to make it work more in water. I'm like,
Yeah.
this should not work. Like, holy shit,
Yeah.
it's real.
So
Yeah, that'd be interesting because it's very.
We'll
I
see.
think it's very tight. It's gonna
But
be
yeah, I mean,
like,
it's those two. It's
yeah,
I'd say it's like a 55 or 60 remainder. Like
Mhm.
like just like I will admit, like the recency thing with Baldur's Gate, I think gives it that edge. But we'll see. Either way, it's a good year for gaming, so I can't
Yeah,
be
it is.
mad either way.
gonna be
It's
exciting.
not-
I'm actually-
as
I
long
can't
as it's
wait
not
to
Final
watch it.
Fantasy 16, as long as it's not fucking Spider Man, I'm happy. I'm
It's
fine.
no way.
as long
I
as the
wouldn't,
show,
I wouldn't be mad if it was Spider-Man, but
Nah, I'd be mad.
No, I'm not with the other games that are out there that offer more.
Yeah.
I don't like Spider-Man was great, but it's not like top tier game
long
of
as-
the year.
like I said, as long as the show is not
Yeah.
overly long too, and there's no random shenanigans happening on stage.
Oh,
I think this would be a good word.
Well,
Yeah.
Kratos won't be there this year, so he won't be.
He's
able-
going.
He won't be
He's giving
accepting an
out the-
award.
No, but he'll be giving out an award.
Ah, fucking it. Dude, no.
Oh, man.
if he goes on a diatribe about giving the award, oh my god. Oh my
I
god.
think he should on purpose. It'd be like a meme.
Nah,
It'd be
fuck that
intentional.
guy. Fuck him.
He might.
I'm
He
looking
might. He
forward
might embrace
to-
it. We'll see. But he'll be there. The flute
Mm.
guy's gonna be there.
Yeah.
He's back. The flute guy.
I like how they advertised him this year. Too. They're like,
Yeah.
"Blue guy is back."
But and I just hope they keep people that aren't supposed to be on the stage off the stage.
That is what I want to say. What do you guys
Yeah.
want to bet on if
Yeah.
somebody's gonna sneak up this year or not?
I don't know. There's gonna be. He should have a lot of people
Can't.
sitting at the.
That's
I really hope Jeff just went like up to the security guards is like, you are allowed to assault anybody that crosses this line.
everyone
Just-
here is signing a waiver that they don't know about, and they will be manhandled.
Yeah. So
Because that
We'll
was
see.
just like last year. I
That was
still
insane.
remember being like, "Who the fuck is this kid?" It's like,
Yeah.
he's just there. And then like even the From Software guys didn't know. They're like,
didn't know. I just feel like it's simply if you make people coming up for awards where the badge is like a neck badge, like the hanging like something dangling, it makes the security job easier. I think they should have to just wear like a badge, so they know they're up
Yeah.
for an award. They don't not say they're going to win it, but everybody
Right,
that's
right.
up
No,
for an
no,
award
yeah.
should have that to designate them that they should be on stage at some point. Very simple fix. Very simple. So,
Maybe.
all right, so that's gonna wrap up this episode. Let's find out next week. It's gonna be exciting. Well, next week, 2 days from now. But next week we'll talk about it, guys. So tune into the Gamecast next week. Once again, we're live on Twitch Tuesday night starting 8 o'clock. Please join us live next week. We'll talk about this. We'll have conversations. If you missed the live shows, we're on YouTube. So subscribe to both channels. That way you get notified when we go live. We will see you guys soon. We are out.